Hello and welcome to another edition of Con Life, this time collecting 3 events: the Soundgrowler Comic and Cosplay Market, the Eisenhower Public Library's ComicFest, and the first ever Nerdvana at the South Holland Public Library. One of these events was at the end of August, which led right into September, and then I had 3 events actually in September. I had these 2 cons, and then I did a drawing workshop at the Tinley Park Library to kick off their Fandom Fest week. Going back, talking about these 3 events, 2 of them I've done before. The Nerdvana obviously was new, and they were all very different. And they were all very fun in their own way, and I had a great time. The Comic and Cosplay Market at Soundgrowler, which is a brewery out here by me. You know, I love doing this show. I think it's the first time that I exhibited, or the first time I was a vendor outside. I had the space and the setup, so I was able to bring my tent. I have a canopy tent, and because of the room and the space that I was allowed to have, I brought in a second table, and I put some really old When I Was Little prints, and I marked them down really cheap. And I think I'm going to try to do that if the space allows, like in the future. I enjoyed it. You know, I love ending the day with a beer and a taco, so that was really cool. And then the Eisenhower Comic Fest was also very fun. They wanted to have the community art jam, so I was able to do that for them, and it was a really good turnout. You know, when I describe the program to them or what the event is, I always tell them that you can take photos of the finished piece and then discard it, or you can, you know, save it. And Eisenhower was the first library to actually save it. So they preserved the art jam piece we worked on, and they actually hung it up. And Steve, one of the runners of the show, sent me photos of it hanging in the room that we had it in. So I thought that was really cool. It was a really good turnout. I had a lot of fun at that show as well. And then Nerdvana at the South Holland Public Library. It was their first time doing it. They were so excited to have a Comic Con, a pop culture event. They did a lot of really cool things. First off, they had their artist alley like in this nice room. And then within the middle of that, they had a kids artist alley, which I thought was really cool. So any up-and-coming artists who had drawings they wanted to share or even made their own comic books, they got to be vendors as well and exhibit. I think they might have had too much going on, or the stuff they had going on, the times sort of kind of mashed together. So I'm hoping in the future they streamline that process a bit, because yes, they had an artist alley, they had a scavenger hunt, they had like a boba tasting, a costume contest, but it seemed like all of this stuff was going on at the same time. And so the artist alley was just sort of another place to visit, but like not a lot of the attendees spent a whole lot of time there. A lot of my sales from that show came from the employees, because you don't really want to invite a bunch of artists and then kind of spread it real thin so that they don't come to check it out and visit with each artist. It's a show that has a lot of potential, and I was happy to be a part of it, and hopefully they figure some things out and they keep going with it, because it seemed like with the amount of people that were there, they really enjoyed it. I think I drew a whole drawing. I was uninterrupted for like a whole half hour, and I was able to do just a drawing on a free sketch thing. And like, that's never a good sign, really. Like, you want to be engaging with the attendees, but they kind of were off doing other things. All 3 fun events. Some had pluses and minuses, but you know, whenever I do library shows and like small markets like this, I always try to make the most out of it. And yeah, I had a really good time. So enjoy checking out the Con Life for all 3 of these events. And then when we come back, I'll show you some things I picked up from every show. So I'm packing for this comic and cosplay market at the brewery, Soundgrowler. And I was informed that they gave me an outside space. So I have to bring a canopy tent, more tables, and more stuff. So that is a fully packed car. And for the first time in forever, I busted out the When I Was Little prints. So if you've been wanting to get these, come get them. Look at all this cardboard. So you got a whole bunch of tents here. And right there. And let's go inside and see what's going on in here. And also, if you've never been a Soundgrowler before, this is what the inside looks like. It's awesome.
Than most Crocs. I think with some tampering, you could get it figured out to the point where it's easy to wear.
The other 33.
Anyone else listening here who likes
Oh, I like your water bottle.
Just a raw, unfinished plant.
Look at this. I got a new collapsible cart. It has a handle here. It's got wheels on a swivel. It came with bungee cords. And it unlocks like this. And then like you turn these things here and the sides go down. And you can unlock it like this. And then on this side. And you can, ta-da! And you can stack it so you could buy more of these. So yeah, this will be my new transportation for con stuff, or some of the con stuff. But super cool. I dig, I dig. All right, at Eisenhower for the ComicFest. Got some Ghostbusters hanging out here.
Oh, your patch? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun. We're just a group of friends. We do it as a hobby. We really do sell at like review shows because whenever we make for the food back one.
Oh, that's perfect.
Steve did that. Are you gonna hang it up?
Not today. Next week.
Okay.
I want to hang out the one in the corners here. Actually, I came down the ceiling tile. Or
You hold it, baby. You can count them for me, sure.
1, 2. I got no round tree donkeys. Ceiling tile, no stains.
Ooh, I see some cool stuff on here. I like that.
1, 2, 3.
Look at this. We got Max and Melissa. That's awesome. Don't you get my favorite scene from the first movie? Thanks so. Okay, it's my first time at the South Holland Public Library. And I am here for Nerdvana. Just giving you a look at the library space, which was actually renovated this year. And it looks really nice. Very colorful. New carpets. Pretty awesome. giving you a look at the library. So it was supposedly, this is the main part of the library.
Staff will sign off on it for them.
And then the convention space is downstairs.
Okay.
But look how nice this looks.
And then this. You gotta look.
It's an all book show today.
I knew that's what I was like. I knew it was going to be. No, like you just oh, there we go. I'm like, that's something I saw back and I'm like, that's not that.
Free graphic novels and comic books. And then, dude, check out these raffle prizes. Genesis Mini, Diary of the Wimpy Kid, a Switch Lite with Wonder, Super Mario Wonder, an arcade 1-up. They went all out for these raffle prizes. So cool. This is amazing. How long have you been drawing, young man?
I think 5 years.
5 years, and how old are you? 8? You've been drawing since you were 3? Wow, this is... Yeah, this is impressive. I like your use of color. That's amazing. Okay, so that was super fun, really busy, had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm going to show you all the things that I picked up. Starting with the Soundgrowler comic and cosplay market. My neighbors, I believe their company was Jacob Advanced Manufacturing, and they put out these 3D printed toys. Last time I was at a show with them, I got this cute bunny rabbit, 3D printed bunny rabbit. Like, it spreads out, you can move the head and the torso and everything. So it rests right here on my desk. Kinda. There you go. Since it's spooky season, they were printing out face huggers. Look how creepy this is. And awesome. Check that out. Very detailed, kind of really fun to sort of, you know, just have on my shoulder. And the inside, they had a lot of the comic dealers. This guy was doing 50-cent comics. I don't remember his name, but shout out to him and having 50-cent books, because I found these Donald and Mickey and Donald comics. I bag and boarded them already, and they're gonna go in my bathroom. Reading material for my bathroom. I have these comic book frames that I can actually swap out the comics that are in there. So I have rotating artwork for the future, and also reading material. Eisenhower is always a great show because they got a free table full of stuff, which includes movies. So, you know, my physical media itch was scratched. I have Uncharted. I have Adam Driver versus Dinosaurs. I feel like that's what they should have called this movie, and it probably would have made more money. And then this Batman and Harley Quinn Blu-ray. Warner Brothers usually kills it with these Batman animated movies. I also got some free books here. These are all leftovers from Free Comic Book Day. I thought this Animal Crossing one was really cool, as well as this Kung Fu Panda book. Can't say no to free comics. My eventual goal is to like have a giant box of free comics, and then when it's trick-or-treat time, and, you know, whenever we move to a neighborhood that has trick-or-treating, that's what I'm going to put out. It's just like, take one free comic, take a comic. So that's my goal, instead of giving out candy, because, you know, you could get candy, like, you get candy everywhere. Parades, your birthday, Tuesday. My favorite thing I got at Eisenhower ComicFest, I added 2 more pieces to my TMNT sketchbook, which, since you last saw it, has gotten an upgrade. Look at this. I got a bunch of stickers of every iteration of the Ninja Turtles, and I slapped them on this book. And it's really cool because I devoted a whole section to each turtle. So like here's Leo and Mikey on the inside covers. And then like this main page here is all the allies. They didn't have that many, but there's a cool Splinter, and here's a Casey Jones and a Wingnut. And then on the back here, we have Donnie and Raph. And then on the inside cover here, we have the villains. It's just like absolutely slapped with stickers. I added 2 new pages. This one is from Max Bear. It is a Scumbug and a Baxter Stockman giving each other knuckles. It says Bug Life. And then Melissa Sue Stanley did this sweet pencil drawing of one of my favorite scenes from the original movie, the Critters scene. Lastly, at the South Holland Nerdvana, they had a table full of free comics. So I browsed and picked up what I could, including this really random Junji Ito book. I know this is probably stuff that I already own in another book, but it's cool to have like a pocket-sized edition. And then some leftover free comic book day stuff. And then this advanced reader copy of A Love Letter to My Library, which I thought was really appropriate since I've been doing library shows all year. And so I'm going to read that to my daughter. So that's all the stuff I picked up at all of these events. You know, thank you for having me. I enjoyed my time at your shows, and I look forward to next year. My convention season is slowing down. So I have one event in October, one in November, and then possibly 2 in December, and that's it. And then we go into hibernation mode. And I'm hoping for me, that means a winter work mode, because I have some personal projects that I've been meaning to get to, but I'm actually working on a new comic with Vantage in-house and my partner in comics, Victor Dandridge. We are making a new Wonder Care children's book called If You Give a Kid a Comic. And I'm currently coloring all the pages right now. I blasted through the inks last month, and then this month my goal is to get all the coloring done, and hopefully we'll have this out in time for the holidays. So you can get new Wonder Care as a Christmas present, hopefully as a holiday present. So yeah, that is it. That is all for now. Thank you for being here. Like, subscribe, comment. We will see you on the next. Peace.